She thinks operations are wonderful. To transition a man to a woman is a wonderful thing. And without parental consent yet, this is a wonderful thing. Now, if she believed that even for a day, you don't want to have her because it's in there somewhere deep inside, right?
Donald Trump's campaign has officially hit rock bottom because after VP Harris and Michelle Obama tore into him in a Michigan campaign rally, Donald Trump took the stage at a rally of his own. The biggest difference, the size of the crowd. Donald Trump's venue was half empty when he started, and people continued to file out as he spoke, driving Donald Trump crazy, humiliating him and leading him to lose his mind. It was an absolutely horrifying display from Donald Trump absolutely humiliating him. I can't wait to get into it all, and we are going to. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you enjoy our channel and haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way and really means the world to me. Now let's get into this first clip.
This crowd is packed. I could sell it out 3 times. You got to see outside. And we don't have Beyonce, who couldn't fill the arena last night. But the people went there because they thought they were going to hear Beyonce sing, right? Beyonce got out and said, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to endorse her." What's her name? What's her name? What is her name again? Oh, I'm going to endorse her. They just don't get it. So what happened is the crowd came because they thought she was going to sing. Then she turned around, she left, and Kamala started speaking, and it was a disaster. They all left, everybody left. We don't need anybody.
Insecurity is already pouring out of Donald Trump saying that VP Harris couldn't fill the rally that she had last night, 30,000 people in a packed crowd, mind you, for both her and Beyonce in Houston, Texas. Well, Donald Trump has to enjoy a half-empty arena. It's driving him crazy. We know the thing he cares most about is himself, but also his crowd size. And so the fact that it wasn't only so small, but the comparison was so big, he is upset. And he continued to be upset in this clip right here.
So first of all, the sound up there is lousy. So here's what happens. I tell my people immediately, don't pay the bill for the guy that did that, okay? And then they get a story, Trump doesn't want to pay the bill. No, you know, when people do a lousy job, they did a lousy job with the sound. But the good news is you understand it.
Trump only got angrier and angrier in this rally. And as you can see, they are lashing out at the sound people who set up the sound system for his rally. Sure, Donald. That's the reason that people didn't show up or why people are leaving. It's because of the sound. No, I think it's because of the person's voice and the person attached to that voice who is speaking at the rally, and not just what Donald Trump says, but how he acts. Just take a look at this clip right here.
I'm just looking at my hair. I don't like it. I should have been looking a little left. No, I started looking at my hair. Am I allowed to go back and recomb it?
Who would want to be at this speech? Who would want to be at this rally? Who would want to hear Donald Trump attack his enemies and actually just attack America, as we see right here?
I said something yesterday, I thought it was terrible, and then I realized it was actually good. First time I ever said it. We become like a garbage can for the rest of the world. They're throwing all their garbage into our country. And we're not taking it, and they know we're not taking it. They don't want me to win this election, that I can tell you, because we live with these people and we'll get killed by these people. These are dangerous people. These are really dangerous people. There's nothing you're going to do about it to make them less dangerous.
He continues to do this bit, calling America the garbage can of the world, and he thinks it's this genius phrase that he's come up with to be unpatriotic. Republicans claim that they love this country. Donald Trump hugs the flag, but it doesn't mean anything when he continues to attack and demean us all because he only cares about himself. And of course, fear-mongering as he tellies in this clip right here.
She thinks operations are wonderful. To transition a man to a woman is a wonderful thing. And without parental consent yet, this is a wonderful thing. Now, if she believed that even for a day, you don't want to have her because it's in there somewhere deep inside, right?
Fear-mongering against transgender Americans has become central to Donald Trump's campaign. It is the #1 ad that he is running, and it is just so gross that Donald Trump would continue to build his campaign around attacking marginalized communities and especially kids in high school and middle school. It's just sad. It's just gross. It's exactly who he is, and of who he is reflected in the compliments that he gives right here.
And a woman very respected in Washington and everywhere she goes, frankly. She's on the strong side. I want to say strong. She's a strong person, got a strong personality, but isn't that a good thing? We need some of that. But she's a very, very special person, and she's really a very good person, too. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Praising Marjorie Taylor Greene. Really, no. That is not someone who commands a lot of respect. That is someone who, if I saw in public, I would run away, and run away is exactly what his crowd did. Because a video posted by the VP Harris campaign, oh man, this makes me so happy, shows people exiting in droves out of Donald Trump's already half-empty rally right here.
I want to go to the Alien Animation Act of 1790. I have to go back.
I do not blame those leaving who would want to be there. Donald Trump's campaign has become such a disaster that even his own supporters cannot stand to hear him talk. He is either late, or when he's early, or on time. He's never early. He's a disaster. He is a mess. And that is even worse. It's compounded more when you compare that with the impassioned call that Michelle Obama made today to protect a woman's right to choose. This is an incredible clip. I want us to take a look at it.
So to the men who love us, let me just try to paint a picture of what it will feel like if America, the wealthiest nation on earth, keeps revoking basic care from its women, and how it will affect every single woman in your life. Your girlfriend could be the one in legal jeopardy if she needs a pill from out of state or overseas, or if she has to travel across state lines because the local clinic closed up. Your wife or mother could be the ones at higher risk of dying from undiagnosed cervical cancer because they have no access to regular gynecological care. Your daughter could be the one too terrified to call the doctor if she's bleeding during an unexpected pregnancy. Your niece could be the one miscarrying in her bathtub after the hospital turned her away. And this will not just affect women, it will affect you and your sons. The devastating consequences of teen pregnancy won't just be borne by young girls, but also by the young men who are the fathers. They too will have their dreams of going to college. Their entire future is totally upended by an unwanted pregnancy. If you and your partner are expecting a child, you will be right by her side at the checkups, terrified if her blood pressure is too high, or if there's an issue with the placenta, or if the ultrasound shows that the embryo was implanted in the wrong place, and the doctors aren't sure that they can intervene to keep the woman you love safe. If your wife is shivering and bleeding on the operating room table during a routine delivery gone bad, her pressure dropping as she loses more and more blood, or some unforeseen infection spreads and her doctors aren't sure if they can act, you will be the one praying that it's not too late. You will be the one pleading for somebody, anybody, to do something. And then there is the tragic but very real possibility that in the worst case scenario, you just might be the one holding flowers at the funeral. You might be the one left to raise your children alone. See, these are just some of the ways women die during childbirth. And I don't want to be a downer, y'all. But in many cases, there is no warning, and things go bad very quickly. And when it happens, every second of hesitation or delay can lead to devastating outcomes. So I am asking y'all from the core of my being, to take our lives seriously. Please, do not put our lives in the hands of politicians, mostly men who have no clue or do not care about what we as women are going through.
Just in an incredibly emotional, incredibly powerful call to action from Michelle Obama, something that we need to keep centered in this campaign. And as a guy myself and someone with friends, fellow fellas that I want to encourage to make sure they turn out for VP Harris. This is a message that young guys need to be pushing to other young guys. We have to protect a woman's right to choose in this country, and we have to vote for VP Harris. Speaking of VP Harris, she also had some great remarks at this speech.
The suffering. And you know, Donald Trump still refuses to even acknowledge the pain and suffering he has caused. He insists that, and I'm going to quote, everybody wanted Roe v. Wade to be overturned. Come on, everybody wanted this? Women are being denied care during miscarriages? Some only being treated once they developed sepsis? They didn't want this. Couples just trying to grow their family who have been cut off from IVF treatments? They didn't want this. The men of America seeing their daughters, wives, sisters, and mothers put at risk because their rights have been stripped away? The men of America don't want this. Women have died because of these bans. How could anybody say that they wanted this? And you have heard me say, I do believe Donald Trump to be an unserious man. But the consequences of him ever being president again are brutally serious. Brutally serious. And what I mentioned are just some of the consequences of what he has done. And I will tell you, I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. Proudly.
This is a candidate. This is a leader with character, who cares, who is focused on us, who is willing to hold Donald Trump accountable, and who will take accountability herself. Kamala Harris has demonstrated that she is focused on leading. She's not focused on herself. That is the person we need in the Oval Office. And that's what we're going to be talking about every single day on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video, and if you're stuck around to the end, you drop a blue heart in the comments. And if you have already voted early, let me know. We would all in the comments. Love to thank you that you turned out for Kamala Harris already, and until next time, I'll see you soon.